And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of StarChild, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player himself, the Polish Protoss, representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Krystianer had a close series between himself and Byun. Last week, they did go back and forth. Here we have Ryung stepping in to fill Byun's shoes. And we'll see how he compares. Coming into this, I'll be honest, I'm feeling an ace match. I'm feeling an ace match between these two players. I would love to see a game 3 between both Krystianer and Ryung. But the pressure is on. And we'll see how this goes. Oh boy. So best of luck with those predictions. As a reminder, the predictions, they are for the series, not for the game. They are for the entire series, so best of luck. As we do embrace a more aggressive build here, or more tech-heavy start. Ryung opening up double gas. Double gas leads into a faster factory, delayed TC, so a more aggressive start here by our Terran. Meanwhile, we do see Krystianer going for a gate into expand into Cybercore. Slightly more economic opener here out of our Protoss player, which you can afford to do on a large map like StarChild. I should emphasize, welcome one and all to StarChild. Is one of the larger maps in our tournament map pool. You might be curious, might be thinking, hold up. I mean, I don't... StarChild? That's not a ladder map, is it? No, it's not. It is not a ladder map. It is a tournament map instead. It is a map from the Team Liquid map contest. In our tournaments, alongside many others as well, we have decided, or we have adopted some of the other maps in the TLMC to feature instead. Speaking of, Team Liquid map contest submission phase has concluded, and the judging process is currently underway. Once we get our finalists for TLMC, we will most likely update our tournament ladder map pool with more recent TLMC maps. That will most likely occur. But basically in our tournaments, we have gotten rid of Abyssal Reef, Neon Violet Square, and King's Cove. The 3 older maps that we have since replaced them with 3 other TLMC maps instead. If you're curious, what is the TLMC? It is the Team Liquid map contest. Basically, it is an initiative run and hosted and organized by Team Liquid to incentivize map makers to create maps. It's a way for map makers to earn money, to compete, and to actually bolster and reinforce and update the the ladder map pool. That is where maps come from on the ladder. They make it through the process of the TLMC. Team Liquid map contest. Where the best of the best, or I say best of the best, where sometimes the best of the best get chosen for the ladder. You know, there's a little bit of controversy in the sense that sometimes some of the finalists never hit the ladder, even though like they were voted on and they win the event, they win the contest. They don't get added to the ladder map pool for some reason. But you know, regardless, for the most part, it's indicative of maps that get added to the ladder map pool. For the most part. As Reapers, they poke in, they get eyes on the tech. It is going to be a Twilight Council opener here out of Krystianer into Blink. And how many gateways? There are 3 gateways on the way. 1 gateway already done. It's going to be 4 gates Blink Stalker Hyper Aggression out of Krystianer. Going to be hyper aggressive here. Now, this is not an all-in. Krystianer, he can still expand. He can still expand behind this, but he will have extra warp ins. With that robot, we should be seeing a warp prism zooming across the map, and Krystianer is going to be in the face of Ryung. Checking Ryung's vision, he saw the tech. He did not see the gateway counter. Ooh, my apologies, as I believe one of the gateways was cancelled. Never mind. So gateway was cancelled, only 3 gates. So 3 gate Blink into an expansion. With 3 gateways, you can still be assertive, you can still be aggressive, but nowhere near as much as 4 gates. Oh. As he mind shots is gonna the retargeting. Love to see it. First one goes down. Takes down 1 probe. The other mine into the main. And once again, we'll delay mining time for as long as possible. Aliens, they dive in. Mine shot going off. 3 probe kills in total. Not bad. And the Widow Mine is saved. And what's important here is that Ryung, he can always dive back in. He can always dive back in and go for another drop into the mineral line. Krystianer, he's not safe. He's being pinned at home. And he can't move out. He's even supply blocked. Ooh. Yeah, brutal supply block here for Krystianer. Back at home, Ryung, he's set up. He's got his Sim City. He's got his tanks in position for Blink Stalkers. Tank in the main, tank in the natural, bunkers on the way. Ryung, he's ready for a counterattack that is not happening. Krystianer, he's still at home. And we will get into a longer game state. We go. Good to see the players actually using the TLMC maps 100%. I really love it. I mean, even in the last series, remember, Eba and Ryung, they played on Erehome. They played on Erehome. Here we're playing on Starchild. Like, it's one of those things where the players have been quite receptive to the TLMC maps and are willing to play on them as opposed to other ladder maps. So I do appreciate it. It's great to see. I know in like years past, players would be really adverse to change, but feels like that has since changed over time. Oh, as Raven is going to go down. Yeah, not enough dead space here in between the bases. I mean, that's something you have to learn here with the maps. So Raven does fall. 5 probes. They still go down here to the auto Tartaras. Still better damage here from the side of Ryung. And Krystianer, he's delaying his splash damage. Okay. So essentially what's happening here is that Krystianer, he's going for +1, going for charge. He is delaying anything like Colossus or Storm. He can still get there, don't get me wrong. He can still take up in that direction, but until then, very gateway-centric, a Swarm Toss style, if you will. And here comes that Prism, as he can soon move out across the map. Ryung going for his third CC. The Observer does confirm.
Let our enemy know our fury.
So Krystianer, he knows there's no crazy 2-base all-in. As Ryung, he's vying for map control. Does break out. Oh. Does break out. Does Sim. Chasing down those Stalkers. Catching one. Does get a Stalker at the same time. Krystianer, charge is complete and he's going for a drop into the main. Main base is somewhat exposed. There are some reinforcements though. The mine shot! Oh my god. When the mine shot goes off, Prism will get away. No! Prism doesn't get away. The MVP with a mine, and with that, Ryung, he defends. Now he can focus on his attack. Double drop across the map. Ooh, miss rally here with the Immortal. Krystianer looking, hunting down those medevacs. And he's within range. Oh my god. Within range of 1, but just the 1. Whew. Okay, Ryung, he does pull away in time. Does pull away. There is dead space here where you can't be hit, not by Stalkers at least. Unlike this location here, outside of the natural. So Ryung, he does keep his medevac safe and sound. We have our Colossus on the way, and Krystianer is taking up. Now, what I will say here is that, again, Krystianer, he was hoping to be a little bit more assertive and aggressive with those Zealots. He failed to do so, and now the Colossus has been delayed. His initial build, it didn't quite hit the way he was hoping for. Ryung has map control, has momentum, and we'll see what Ryung can get done here before the Colossus gun gets out of hand. Can he deny the fourth? Can he push in towards the third? Ryung is posturing. I should also emphasize that this is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Starchild, I mean. It's quite large, a lot of bases. As Ryung moves down, Zelda comes in, but Ryung, he's in position. Yeah, will keep up, he will defend. Despite that 2 SCV, 3 SCV, oh my god! 3 SCVs going down. Okay, just 3. Trading 1 for 1. Ryung's army gets spotted. Krystianer trying to respond. Then tanks will siege. Yeah, they do siege up in time. The Colossus has arrived. Nice force fields. Slowing down the army, cutting it in half. And Marauders getting picked up, Marines as well. Krystianer fighting a portion of the army at a time. He's waiting for another warp in. And does he have enough to break through? Here come the charge bots. They force friendly fire. And it looks like, oh, does he have enough? Tank boy's going up, looks like he does. The Colossus goes down, but Krystianer, he holds. Krystianer cleans up the army. Unfortunately, did overextend a little bit too much. Colossus did get picked off. That was a massive catch there for Ryung. But Krystianer, he survives. He keeps the 4th base alive, fully saturated. And now we have more Colossus. Second Colossus on the way. Second and third Robo as well. Colossus into Disruptor. We have a game. We have a game. We survive the mid-game here. We can now work towards a 4th, a 5th base. Built up our armies. Vikings are on the way. Ghosts as well. As Krystianer, he's rotating. He is rotating over. Looking for a way in. Ryung is somewhat in position. Oh. Takes down the Wooden Mines. Krystianer, he cannot push into this. Decent force fields. Vikings, though, they're going ham. And Krystianer, he has to pull away. At the same time, Zelarama into the mineral line, but there are ghosts to defend as well. Ryung, he holds. He deflects the run by. Deflects the main army. Wooden Mine Job comes back in, gets one probe. just the one. And Krystianer did overextend. They're trying to push in. I don't think he was really expecting the entirety of the army to be here. He was hoping for an opening. There wasn't one. And now the army sizes are quite comparable. Ryung getting a fourth. Getting a fourth base, getting to 2-2. Second starport for more Vikings. And as Ryung is doubling down on Viking production, we have disruptors. And it's one of those things where this could go either way. Either Krystianer, he can land those Novas and win a fight, or he could miss and lose the game. Oh boy. Zealots hit the third base. Ryung out of position. SV's going to be going down. Wooden Mines as well. Ryung getting pulled towards the left. Back towards the right. Main army rotates in. Nova's going to be going up. Up! Ooh, nice connection. Yeah, strong starts. Nice force fields once again. The Vikings, they go ham. And the Colossus are going down. The Vikings, they prove too much. They take down both Colossus. And Krystianer is like the hell out of here. As he pulls away, here come the Zealots. And they hit the mineral line. Yeah, Ryung's attention being torn apart. 13 SCVs. Oh no, the missed rally. As Krystianer's trying to get the hell out of here. And Ryung, he will not catch the army. Or will he? Oh. He wants to. He wants the army. Krystianer will reinforce. EMB connects. Krystianer gets away. Does get away. As it all settles, Ryung did lose a little workers, but he will be able to replace them. Does replenish. Wouldn't mind coming back in. Nova goes up. Once again, good connection. How many Novas? 8. 8 Novas in total. And Ryung is being stowed away. And can Krystianer break the expansion? It's not going to be easy. More disruptors have arrived. A decent Nova so far. Ooh, hit a friendly fire. But the planetary looks like it almost goes down. He wants it, he gets it. Whew. Planetary does fall, but now he's going to be chased down. The Novas are on cooldown. Ryung gets 1, he gets 2. There's 3 left. 3 disruptors remaining. Down to 2. 2 disruptors remaining. Down to 1. He's going to lose everything here. Krystianer, he cannot take this fight. Oh my god. Going to lose everything here. Aye. Krystianer, he did well sniping the base, but will lose the army. Losing every single disruptor. That was 8 disruptors going down. Ryung rebuilding. Stimming on in. He's committed. Up. There he goes up. Oh, the splits. Oh my god. Ryung, calm down. Up. Oh, not towards the end though. Avoids one. The other does connect. Here comes the other. 3 Novas. Massive connections. And Krystianer, he holds. He holds and shuts down the army. And Ryung, he got too excited. I got too excited. Aye. An amazing split, but blundered split towards the end. Didn't avoid the Novas. Krystianer, he takes the fight. Keeps on pushing. Ryung, he's hurting. Oh, Sims it once again. So close. He wants those disruptors. Gets 1. Gets 1 disruptor. The other does zone. Another shot going up. Ryung with a very heavy Marauder army. It's a lot of Marauders. As he can try to dive in, can take it over to the face. That's still 4 disruptors though. Again, Krystianer, he can make 3 disruptors at a time. Just non-stop disruptors. Another one goes down. Mainly just zoning. And what's important here is the economy. Krystianer, for the most part, these bases, they're getting up and running. They're being untouched. Sure, there is some Wooden Mine harass. Krystianer, he notices in time. Yeah, solid response here from Krystianer. Does pull away. Throughout all this, Ryung, he's back up on 4 bases, but he's heavily oversaturated. He needs an expansion. He needs another CC. He needs another base. Both armies are maxing out. Ryung, I believe he has yet to take into a fusion core. Yeah, no fusion core, which means no liberators. Typically, like, what is the answer to all these disruptors? You can see it can be quite difficult to push into this. The answer usually is freedom, pappy. Freedom, liberation, liberators are going to be the answer here, but we're not there. We're not there yet. We're just hyperfixated on the ground army, which is so vulnerable to these disruptors. Another Nova goes up. Ryung going for a counterattack at the same time. Zelda catch reinforcements, but there is a recall. Yeah, just in time. Saves the expansion. Krystianer, he holds. Yeah, he does hold. Cuts off the army. Zelda didn't really get much done, but they actually caught those ghosts. Yeah, that was 2 ghosts going down. Medivacs as well. Better trades for Krystianer. Novas once again zoning. There's what? 5 Novas left. Yeah, brutal connections. And they will connect. Hot pickup. But Krystianer, he's overwhelming. Looks like he has finally done it. He breaks on through. Zelsa delaying reinforcements are on top of the production. And there's nothing left. Very intense back and forth. Big moments for both players, but Krystianer, he's done it. He has broken the 3rd base. He has broken the main, and there's almost nothing left. Ryung going for the base trade. Does move out. Hunts down the robos. But alas, he barely has a standing army, and Krystianer, this army's becoming too much. Massive connections. GG gets called, and Krystianer, he will take game number 1. GG. Krystianer, he will take a lead in the series. Again, a very intense back and forth, strong moments with both players. Again, we saw Ryung having some amazing moments when it comes to sniping and picking off disruptor after disruptor, kind of punishing the overextensions of Krystianer. But what was most important, even though we saw Ryung win some fights here and there, the economy, we mentioned it, right? So like the economy, the bases were untouched. There was no drop play across the map. There was nothing really slowing Krystianer down. So even though he was losing, what, 3, 4, 5 disruptors at a time, he was able to replace them. He was able to replace, able to... Oh. He was able to replace those losses. He was able to sustain himself. But what I should also emphasize here is that because of the size of the map, that also added into it as well. I'm referring to the size of Starchild. Because of how large it is, the rush distance by ground is longer. It takes longer for a losing fight to really actually come into play. For Ryung to counterattack and to even be aggressive himself. So, despite the fact that Ryung would at times win engagements, he couldn't quite capitalize on it, couldn't quite counterattack, and yeah, with that, Krystianer, he was able to reinforce in time, every time. GG. GG, well played. With that, we are now getting into game number 2, and we'll see how this story ends. Do we go to the ace match, or does Krystianer take the 2-0? As I mentioned at the start of the series, I'm hoping for an ace match. I mean, these two, that was an intense game 1. I want to believe they can go back and forth. I want to believe in a game 3. But the pressure is now on Ryung. Pressure is on. Just catching up with the chats. Thank you for casting SC2. I'm a regular now since I discovered you, but I'm a lurker. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it, it. Samir Nyland, thank you. Thank you. I apologize for the late response, but just focusing on the games. Do apologize. Meanwhile, big shout out to Comrade in the chat. Comrade he, thank you so much. Gab, thank you so much. Thank you. For subscribing for 7 months. 7 months of support. Gracias, papi, gracias. Do appreciate it. Always. Do appreciate it as we're getting into game number 2. And let's go. Spawning in the right-hand corner of Leylands, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. Representing Team Vitality, it is Ryung. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Offside Esports, the Sparkling Tuna himself, the favorite player to potentially win the entire tournament. Can he be stopped? It is Krystianer. Let's go. I mean, there's a lot of competition here tonight as well. We'll get into the rest of the players, don't get me wrong. We'll get there, we'll get there. Players like Creator, Bjorn, Skilless as well. Oh my god. Competition is fierce tonight. It's fierce. We'll get there. For now, we're jumping into game 2, and we'll see if Ryung can recover. Focus on casting. It's all good. But yeah, thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft happy. Hope you enjoy. Thank you, as always. Do appreciate it. We had Sounder resubscribing at the start as well. Do recall. Steamold as well during the countdown timer. Steamold and Sounder. Gracias. Always. As we have once again Ryung opening up double gas. Double gas open at Ryung, going for a faster factory before CC. So much more, once again, tech heavy start. If you recall, last game this led into additionally Hellion aggression alongside Widowmine drops as well, which did have some success. I mean, the Widowmine drop survived for so long in that game, but no major damage. Was able to get like a probe here and there. Did accumulate damage over time. We see Ryung scouting, checking for a proxy, making sure there's no shenanigans. And Krystianer back at home, throwing down his tech. Twilight Council once again. Now, as a reminder, last game it was 3 gates. It was 3 gate blink into a third. But what I will say is that now we're loading into a smaller map. Welcome one and all to Leylines. Leylines is a much smaller map in the map pool. As a result, aggression can be more favored here, and there's going to be less time for Krystianer to reinforce if he were to lose those disruptors again. So different map, different play style, different advantages. As the probe is found, and we'll see how our players will adjust. Now, Krystianer, he isn't really one to deviate too much. Not saying he only has the one build, but again, doesn't really, if something works, he does commit. He does commit to it until it doesn't. So we're feeling 3 gate blink again into a third base, into a gateway explosion, +1 charge, then into Colossus Disruptor is what we're expecting out of Krystianer, but we'll see. Still keep an eye on him. Ryung, ooh, interesting. Okay, so Ryung going for the CC on the high ground. He does go for the Cyclone first, into a tank, into a medevac, into drop play. I'm assuming this is going to be a medevac. Yep, there we go. So he's going for an early drop across the map. Ryung going for a very aggressive start here, in line with the double gas. So very aggressive out of Ryung, as he has yet to take his own natural. And we'll see if Krystianer can keep up.
Your research is done. Don't forget the rest of them.
Ah, he's got Total Biscuit. Let's go, Pappy, let's go. As Krystianer, he does scout. He did get eyes on the CC at least. I haven't seen much else. I could have sworn that the last time I heard Krystianer, he was using, I could have sworn he was using Diva. Am I crazy? Maybe I am. Again, it's very rare to hear people using TB. I think the only other player that I've casted actually used Total Biscuit is Inexorable. The only other. But now then, Ryung, he has arrived again with the early build, going for the early tank drop. The tank has arrived. Pylon's under fire. Oh no, the Artosis Pylon, and he's going to depower everything. The gateway, the robo, the shield battery denies the warp in, and with that, Krystianer, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble here. He's pulling the boys. The boys are being pulled. Stalker's blinking in, but the lock-ons are brutal. Stalker goes down. And Krystianer, he was caught with his pants down. He was not expecting this. Another Stalker falls down to 3. 3 Stalkers left, trying to buy time, dragging the army out of position, but here come reinforcements. Yeah, another tank. Ryung distracted for a moment. And Krystianer, he is buying time. He does repower the robo. Impressive. Does buy time, but it still might not be enough. As Ryung is moving in. Stalkers, they do try to blink away once again, catching out that Cyclone. Immortal has arrived. Shield battery's back up and running. No shot. Up. Hoping a micro. Almost gets the tank. But Krystianer, can he pull this off? Catches a couple of Marines. Second Immortal's on the way. He's getting that second Immortal. It's still too much though. The Pylon goes down for a second time. And this time the Robo's under fire. And Ryung, he's done it. He has broken the natural. Takes down the Robo. Shuts down the Stalker. Boys are being pulled into 2 tanks. And the tank boys are insane. GG gets called. And Ryung, he pops up. And we are forcing the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Ryung going double gas into faster tech lab on the factory, into Cyclone tank, into tank drop, into a committed move out across the map. Unfortunately, Krystianer, he didn't scout the tech. He didn't scout the production. He was not fully aware. On top of that, he didn't have anything to scout any move out. He had no spotter units out on or outside of the main, outside of the natural. Krystianer, he had no idea what was coming his way until it was already at his front door. Krystianer, he was caught with his pants down, and with that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3. Let's go. We're going to game 3, and we'll see how this story ends. And here we go. As game 3, what map are we going to be loading into? That is the question. Oh my god. We're going from a smaller map compared to Starchild to another even smaller map compared to Ley Lines. We're going to be loading into Home. Let's go. Let us go. Home is another TLMC map, but is a small rush map as well. Very small map, short rush distance by ground. This might be even shorter rush distance than Whispers of Gold. I have to double check. I'm not entirely certain. Oh. As we will remake. All good. So we are getting back into it. I'm assuming that this is the correct map. We might have to remake. Yeah. Home. Alright. All good. Jumping into Home. Just catching up. %. Krystianer was using Diva. Yeah. Krystianer, he was using Diva for a long time. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Home, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Offside Esports, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. Well, the pressure is on, and honestly, this is all I wanted. This is all I wanted. The ace match between Ryung and Krystianer. Here we go. Now, every game so far, Ryung has gone double gas. On a small map like Home, I'm expecting double gas again. I'm expecting double gas. Now, game 1, we saw double gas leading to Reactor Reaper Hellion into Widowmine drop. Game 2, we saw early Cyclone into Tank drop. Much more aggressive, much more committed. Game 3, we'll keep an eye on Ryung. We'll see how he deviates, if at all. Meanwhile, Krystianer chilling back at home, going for his probe scout. Does move out across the map. And Ryung, I assumed would open up double gas again, but no, never mind. For the first time this series, ranks expand. Economic opener out of Ryung. 1 gas here back at home, so going for a faster CC on location. Let's go. Okay, so Ryung's being more economic. I'm a little bit surprised, not gonna lie, especially because how small the map is. So bold move out of Ryung, but Krystianer, he isn't really an aggressive player, at least not early on. I mentioned before that Krystianer, he doesn't really deviate too much when it comes to his builds. He's not really a cheesy player. He's not really one to proxy or to rush early on. So Ryung, he should be able to get away with this without any issue. Krystianer being annoying, tasing away at that SCV, but we'll pull away. Does pull away. Now, Ryung, he is going Marine first. This means no Reaper. No Reaper scouts. Likewise, no SCV scout either. This is very common here amongst the top Terran players. Whenever you open economically like this, you just cut corners. You open up as greedily as you can. So, 0 SCV scout, 0 Reaper scout as well. Ryung is going to be blind as to what's going on. And this is where a more unorthodox player could try to catch Ryung off guard. But again, is Krystianer willing to go for like a 4-gate setup and be hyper aggressive? I want to believe he is willing, but we'll see if he goes for it. We'll see if he does try to take advantage of how blind Ryung is playing. Now, Ryung, he should follow this up with some Hellions, and that is how he scouts. Not with Reapers, not with SCVs, but here with these Hellions. Their goal, their purpose is not really to get damage done, it's to scout across the map. Oh my god! Okay, wait, we're good. This is like the third time this has happened, where I glance at the production tab, I look over, I see a researching building, and I'm like, is he getting a third CC? Nah, no. Starport. So 1-1-1. I need to calm down, Bobby. I need to I'm too excited. I'm too excited. So double Hellion into Widow Mines, and again, this is just for scouting purposes, just to get across the map, to get a read on what's going on. The Hellions and the Widow Mines alongside. Meanwhile, Krystianer, Twilight Council into Blink. Whew, okay. We can take a moment, we can take a breath. So far, everything's just calming down. We have our Xel'Nagas in control here of the Hellions. Ryung pulling away. And he's going to be committing here into extra Widow Mines, actually. Interesting. This is not your typical double Widow Mine drop. We're going up to a quadruple mine drop instead. 4 Widow Mines in total. Back at home, Blink is on the way. We have a full wall. I believe one of these gateways is going to be cancelled. This is Krystianer's go-to, so it looks like a lighter commitment into gateways. So it looks like 2 gate Blink into a third. Yep, there's a third base, and we should soon be seeing that cancel. Hellions to get 1 probe kill. Quadruple mine drop here was a natural. Hellions, they can threaten a dive. Again, this gateway shouldn't complete. Unless it's a hold. Oh. First one goes down. Nice pickup. Gateway does finish. So if I get 1 probe. Oh no! Oh my god. 5 probes. Massive damage. And there's 1 more Widow Mine into the vein. Krystianer, he pulls away. We'll minimize losses here towards the end, but that's still 5 probes. Well worth it for Ryung. And Krystianer, I believe he's going to have to kill his own building. Yeah, he has to kill his own building here. That was not meant to happen. Didn't quite cancel in time. And so far, a good start for Ryung. He gets worker damage. He forces his opponent to kill his own buildings. He still has a Widow Mine behind the main, so we can always go back in for another drop. And Ryung has gained map control. Moving on with Banshee. Now, this is not too committed. There's no cloak. There's no cloak here, but Banshee's nonetheless. Making the way over towards that natural. Krystianer, he breaks out. It does break out. Ryung likewise running into the army. Does force Krystianer back. Banshee, it's a natural. Pro's going to be going down. Gets 1, gets 2. Gets 3. Yeah, 3, 4 probe kills. Very nice damage. Likewise, Krystianer kiting back. Does kite away, picks off the Hellions. Punishes the stim. Again, because of the Banshees, there's no medevacs. So limited support here for the Bio Army as Marines are going down one after the other. Nice control here by Krystianer, but the tanks! Ooh. Takes out a Stalker. Stalker goes down. More Stalkers coming in, but there's barely any support here for the tanks. Yeah, they're so exposed, they're so vulnerable. Immortal coming in. And we go for the dive. 1 tank goes down. Ooh, second tank as well, and Ryung is going to lose everything. The tanks are falling one after the other. Avoids the Widow Mine. And Ryung will lose everything here. The Banshee survives, but only the Banshee. It's a very nice catch from here. Krystianer going for the counterattack. Immortal does survive. And Ryung, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble here. He was caught with his pants down. Boys are being pulled. Oh no, another tank! He gets another! Just barely! Another tank falls. And Krystianer, he doesn't stop. I mean, with the Immortal, he can break through the bunker. Yeah, the bunker can be broken. Waiting for reinforcements. Still rallying across the map. No War Prism. And Krystianer, he doesn't push in. Does not move in. There's the recall. Banshee does force the recall, and Ryung survives. Okay. Ryung does survive. Again, he got completely caught out. Bled out his Marines into tanks, into everything. And with that, Krystianer can now expand. He's setting up for a 4th base on the way. +1 Warp Prism as well. Building up his gateway army. There's no splash damage yet, so we should soon be going for a Bay into Colossus. Soon. There's Ryung taking his third. Trying to reestablish himself. Building up his own army. Now we have our medevacs. Since that was D.Va marketed as an SC2 player, she was. D.Va was a technically in the Overwatch lore, D.Va was a pro random and a world champion. I think like a multi-time world champion in SC2. I don't know if it's being said in the chat, but the controversy was that it was a couple of years after the fact where they removed that kind of that backstory from D.Va, where she was once a pro SC2 player and they removed it and they just made her like a pro gamer instead. So a lot of controversy when that happens. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But in the lore, she was a pro random. Meanwhile, Zalse busts into the mineral line. At the same time, Ryung, he does come into a push. Krystianer not quite ready for this, getting caught out. Yeah, the base is going to fall. Krystianer pulling away. At the same time, Zalse hit the mineral lines. SCV's going to be going down in both the natural and the main. Yeah, the natural, the third, the main base as well. Ryung bleeding out SCVs, but can he be stopped? As Ryung has a terrifying army, and remember, there's no splash damage. I mean, there's barely an army here. And Krystianer going for the warp in. Ryung stimming in. Up. He's going for the immortals. Krystianer barely holding on. Oh my god, massive connection. Massive mine shot there in the mineral line. Another mine shot on the main army as well. Tank goes down. There's one immortal left. And it's going to be targeted. And barely targeted down. And Krystianer, he's barely not holding on. Barely not. No shield battery. No setup. And Ryung, he's all in. 38 SCVs against 38 probes. Rallying everything across the map. And Ryung, he catches Krystianer out. He does it. He breaks on through. Third base is going to fall. Good luck. And Ryung will take the series at 2-1. Advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations to Ryung as he will take the series. But again, a very intense back and forth. Shout out to Krystianer for forcing the ace match. And even here in the ace match, there was some good moments for Krystianer as well when it came to punishing and shutting down that tank push. So really well done. GG, well played. In the end, Ryung takes it, but I can see a world where Krystianer could have taken it as well. GG. GG, well played. It was very close. And in the end, Ryung will advance on. And the question becomes, where are we headed? Where are we headed? Let's go.